What's up, guys? I just want to give you some game on hiring employees. When you're hiring employees, something you need to consider and keep in mind is that as long as they can do the job 70% as good as you, then it's fine. A lot of people get caught up with trying to be too perfect. They tell themselves if John, their employee, can't do the job as good as them, they shouldn't outsource the task to John. But what you need to realize is as long as John can do it 70% as good as you, that's all that matters. Right? Because if you're trying to grow a big company, the reality is there's many tasks that need to be done and you can't get all of them done yourself. A quick example of this is, I remember going to Hugo Boss, the clothing store, about a year and a half ago because I wanted to buy a suit for my friend's wedding. So I had to buy a suit, look fresh for the wedding, right? And I remember thinking to myself, these sales guys are awful at Hugo Boss. I remember thinking, these guys aren't very good. I'll do a much better job. But then quickly I reminded myself that guys like myself aren't going to work for the $10 an hour that Hugo Boss are probably paying. So if you want to build a big company, for example, Hugo Boss is worth multi-billions of dollars, right? They're clearly doing something right. Then you have to have people who aren't necessarily world-class at their job, just because there are so many tasks that need to be done and you have to outsource. So if you want to get anywhere in business, understand that 70% of someone else's efforts are better than 100% of your efforts. And the quicker you can just outsource more and more things at 70%, at 70%, at 70%, the better off you'll be. Whereas most people, they hold on to that extra little 30%. They're like, no, I'm going to do it 100%. This guy's at 70%. My 30% improvement is worth so much. But in the grand scheme of things, that 30% little increase isn't worth that much. And it's not worth your time and energy doing that task. So the quicker you can just get other people to do things for you, the better off you'll be in business. And a lot of entrepreneurs and businessmen are afraid of letting go of control out of insecurity and fear because for so long they were used to doing that task themselves. And this is something I struggled with initially as well because I started my business journey with door-to-door sales. Everybody I was hiring was just on commission. So to hire people to do tasks that weren't just closing and selling was quite difficult for me. But I'm telling you, once you start outsourcing things and hiring other people, it will change your entire business trajectory. Just try it. Start with small tasks and then get them to do bigger and bigger tasks. And you'll realize it's the only way you can properly scale. But the key thing is, guys, when you scale, don't then do nothing and just sit outside and stare at the fucking ceiling or the sky. Don't do this. Once you hire and once you outsource things to other people, what you want to do is spend more time on the higher ROI tasks. So what you want to kind of do is in your mind, think about it like this. You have this many tasks in front of you right now. Your goal is to outsource everything which isn't super high ROI and something that doesn't require you to do it. If it's replaceable and if someone else can do the job, then get someone else to do the job. There's no point in you doing the job. So hope this helps you guys. As you start hiring more people, start doubling and tripling down on the things that only you can do in the business. That's how you really scale. That's how you reach multi-millionaire level. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the video. See you boys in a bit.